but it has hooks on it so that when you drop it down, it has a tendency to hook down into the soil so that it gets a good grip on what it's supposed to do. But in the process of your anchor, you must also be equipped with the fact that the cord that's connected to the anchor, or the chain that's connected to the anchor, has to be equivalent for the depth of the water that you're traveling in. See, we can have an anchor, we can have the right anchor, but it depends on the depth of the water that we're in. See, all of those things has to have a part. So you have to know, God, how deep is the water? See, because the deeper the water, the longer your chain has to be. The deeper the water is the more adversity that's going to come your way, because the enemy knows that the deeper you go into the things of God, the bigger challenge you are to his kingdom. And so he don't want you to get solidified into the deep water. He's okay with you going around in the shallow water. You have a big anchor in shallow water. And sometimes it's going to require us to get out of the shadow and go into the deep. But when we go there, we have to be prepared for the storm, because the further you go out, the bigger the storms are. And he said, in that anchor, I need you to both sure. I hope both sure. When I think about the word sure, I think about confident, steadfast, that I am in this deep water, but I'm not all by myself. And I'm sure about that. Not only that, is that I am steadfast in this situation. I've realized all the things that are going on around me. I realize that the winds are coming, the waves are tearing up the boat, and it appears that I'm all alone. But I'm steadfast because of the promise. And it goes on, and one which enters within the veil. Well, I can't just leave it there, right? What's in the veil? Have you ever thought, what's in the veil? So let's go to verse 20. Where Jesus has entered as a forerunner for us, having become a high priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. Inside the veil, at one time, we were not able to enter into the veil. But because of what Jesus did, our forerunner, we have access to the veil. And our anchor, and the cord of our anchor, goes inside of the veil and connects us to Jesus. So our hope is not in our own ability. Our hope is in Jesus' ability. And so when my anchor comes in and it goes inside the veil, I have to believe that he has my best interests at heart. I have to believe that no matter what it is that I'm going through, he's going to bring me through. That in spite of. But the thing that I have to understand, and I think we talked about on Wednesday night, the sovereignty of God is that it does not always happen the way we expect it to happen. I want things to happen a certain way. How many of you guys want things to happen a certain way? And it feels that when it happens that certain way, it feels that we are in control. Right? But he said, I don't want you in control because you don't have a full knowledge of the plan that I have for you. See, because there's some things that you're going to have to go through, and if it was your plan, you would try to avoid those things. But I need you to go through the plan that I have for you because somebody's waiting on the other side of whatever it is that you're going to go through, and you are going to be the key to help them come through. But if you hadn't gone through it, how can you tell them how to get through it? You know, we talked a little bit about having sympathy and having empathy. You have sympathy when you hadn't gone through nothing. But you have empathy when you've gone through and come out. Sister, I know, you know, it's important for you to be able to tell us, I know what you're going through. And I can tell you that I have the scars to prove to you that what you're going through, I went through. But let me assure you one thing. My God is no respecter of person. Just like he brought me through, he has the ability to bring you through. And because of him bringing me through, my assignment is not to pray for you or tell you bless you or just, but my assignment is to be there with you until you come through. See, we have the tendency to see a need and come with the conclusion, well, I'll pray for you. Well, as believers, as lovers of God, do you think that he showed us this need and wanted us just to show us that because he had nothing else to do? When he began to reveal these things to us, he's revealing these things to us so that we can come alongside him. Because we talked about us being his hands extended, right? So if he wanted to reach this sister or this brother that's going through some things, and we his arm extended, then we got to reach our arms and meet the need on whatever that need may be. And that's why it's important for us to be solidified. And that's why it's important for us to have hope. Because if we don't have hope, how can we give others hope? And just because you have hope doesn't mean that you hadn't gone through something. But the thing that you're going through it has to be solidified and solid enough to know that in spite of what I'm going through, my anchor is in him. And I can't be moved. You know, some of us may have had a horrific 2019. But it doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter because you're still here. And as long as you're still here, the story isn't over yet. And if the story's not over, that means that that you can't close the book on it yet. So I want us to be able to increase our faith. Now, I looked around and I came up with 9 reasons why we can be hopeless. But I'm not going to give it, and at each reason I'm going to give you, I'm going to make sure I have an antidote for you because I don't want you leaving here with the negative, but I want you to leave here with the positive. And because if I can't get to all of them, I want to make sure that you leave with some ammunition. I want to make sure that you you leave with something in your toolbox. So when the enemy comes, you'll have something for him. Reason number one, you feel alone and abandoned. Well, I have an answer for that. And the answer comes from the Word. It says our loving Father will never abandon us. And to solidify that, now, I don't want you to take my word for it. Let's go to see what the Word says. And in Isaiah 43:2, it says, when you pass through the waters. That means that you're going to have to go through some things. It says, he didn't just say when you pass through the water, you're going to be there by yourself. He said, I will be there with you. When I'm going through the tough times, he said, I'm going to be there with you. And went on to says that and through the rivers. Now, why is there an S on rivers? Which tell me that anything that has an S on it means it's plural. Right? So, just because I went through one river doesn't mean that I'm secure if he put an S on it. But fear not, because it said,